Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. My name's Sephora if you're new here, and the purpose of this channel is to help by sharing my real life experiences being a lady who's been through some things. Okay. Hey. So I'm just gonna let y'all know right now, this video is for anyone who is single. We have collectively made relationships and marriage an idol. Hear me out. There's one of two things that you're thinking right now. You're either very offended and want to punch me in the face, or you have no idea what that means. Either way, I'm going to explain it so we're all on the same page. And as I say in just about every single video, this is just as much for me as it is for you. Don't yell at me. So in case you were wondering, we are still in the Co-Parenting with Jesus series. This will be video number 3. We talked about recognizing there is an issue, removing ourselves from the situation. And this video will be about resisting the temptation to go back. But the reason why this is not just for the parents is because we act like singleness has become the new leprosy, like it's a literal plague that you don't want to catch. Okay, so let's take it back to what is an idol. In the most simplest of terms, an idol is something that gets between you and God, something that you rely on for things that only God can provide. Okay, so that could literally be anything. Randomly, and I guess I say randomly, but obviously it's not random. I've had a lot of conversations with people recently about this topic, singleness. People are hurting, people are lonely, and especially when we get out of a bad relationship, that is a huge factor in why so many people go back to the relationship, because they don't like sleeping alone, coming home from work every day alone. They need help with the kids if you have them, or whatever it is. I bet your skin is crawling right now. Single. I'm the boogeyman or something. You might be single for the rest of your life. Why are you so scared of that? I don't even need to say boo. I just say single. In the Christian community, there's so much centered around marriage. From a little girl and boy, you're growing up thinking about marriage. It's like you can't start your life until you're married. Yes, purity and all of that are great things, biblical, amazing things. Understand how important it is to be single, to have that time with just you and God, learning who you are, figuring out a relationship with Him and what He wants you to do. It's so much easier to do that when you're not worrying about somebody else and their feelings and having to make sure that they feel taken care of and they feel seen and heard and all of these things. Maybe instead of teaching our children so much about preparing themselves for marriage, we should focus more on preparing themselves for heaven. I just felt all of the air get sucked out of the room. I don't want it to sound like we're not doing that. And I don't want it to sound like the community doesn't have good intentions, because I truly believe that we do. It's just a little misguided. We don't want to teach people how to be single when they're a single mom and they're trying to heal from a toxic relationship. Let me backtrack a little bit. So I made a very bold statement, prompted by the Holy Spirit, that God is tired of single people making relationships and marriage an idol. Maybe I'm a pro at being single and happy, I guess, thriving, I don't know. I do believe the Lord will provide when we're ready. You're not ready yet. I know. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. But it's the truth. I'm sorry that it hurts so much is what I'm apologizing for. I'm not sorry that I said it, because it needs to be said. You're not ready. And this is the NIV version, like in Matthew 7, 9 through 11. Which of you, if your son asks for bread, will give him a stone? Or if he asks for a fish, will give him a snake? If you then, though you are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give good gifts to those who ask? Some of you are parents, mom and dad, and you love your kids. You'd spoil them rotten. If you had $1 million, they would probably have $999,000 worth of it. You would want them to be ready for the blessings that you were giving right? So maybe you put some in a trust fund because maybe your kids are 3 years old and you don't want to give them $1 million right now because that would literally make no sense. They wouldn't even know what to do with it. Just like the Lord, he loves us. He wants us to be happy. He wants us to be fulfilled. But if we're not fulfilled in him alone, then the blessing will destroy us. No matter how selfless your reasoning is for begging God for this husband or wife, if he is not enough, the relationship will be an idol. Eventually, it will become a distraction. Eventually, it will get in between you and God. And no matter how much you say it won't, it will. It already has. I'm sorry. It already has. Your prayers right now can be selfish. Of course, we need to, pray for other people, intercede, all of that, but you need to be praying for yourself, over yourself, for your future self. You have children, of course, that you're the best parent that you can be, that you're the best example for your kids so that they are growing up and not centering their lives around relationships. And we can't wait until they're teenagers and be like, oh my gosh, like, why are you doing that? Like, your boyfriend or girlfriend is not that important. You need to talk, you need to look at school, you need to do this and do that. If we didn't lead that example when they were children, it's going to be almost impossible to just try to fix it when they're 15 years old. It's a human desire. It's natural. It's born within us to want to be in a relationship. There's nothing wrong with that. Nobody is condemning you for that. What I am saying is it can't be everything. If you're putting your life on hold because you're not married, there's a problem. You don't have to wait on a helpmate. Are we serious? Why is there such negative connotations that are attached to being single? Why is everyone trying to push and push and push you to be married and have a relationship? Why? All of the things that you are wanting and looking for in a relationship, except for things that you don't need to be, really worried about if you're not married, can be found in God. Not only found in him, but sustained and perfected in him. Untainted, uncontaminated love, unconditional love. He is faithful. He's our protector, our counselor, our best friend. We can talk to him about everything. He's never going to judge us. He's never going to turn away. He's never going to be uncomfortable with anything that we have to say. That literally rhymed. And you're not going to find that in a man. You're searching for that in a human, and you will rely on them for everything, and you'll continually be disappointed because they're not living up to this expectation that only God can live up to. So can we take the focus off of relationships? Actively working on myself with God to be the best person that I can be, not so that I can be a husband. Obviously, I can't be a husband, not so I could be a wife. The literal overall theme, besides co-parenting with Jesus for this series, is if we were single for the rest of our lives, we have to know and understand and be content with that being a possibility and not be sad, but be excited. Because at the end of the day, if it's between having a husband that I love and care about and going to heaven, I'm going to pick heaven every time. And you may think, oh my gosh, Sephora, you could talk about this. You don't know what it's like. You've never been this lonely and this sad. Y'all know I have been there. I've been the one crying over some dude that doesn't give two craps about me. I've been the one trying to be perfect for somebody who was not even worth it. Time and time again. Why are they choosing somebody else every time? Why will I never be chosen? Guess what? God chose you on the stinking cross. You were chosen. There's nobody who could choose you more than God chose you. There's no greater love than that sacrifice for you, for me, for people who will never care. And he knew they would never care. He still said it was worth it. There's not a husband or a wife alive that can love you that much. Why is it not enough? That is the question that you should ask. Do I have times where I get lonely? Yeah, where I'm like, man, it'd be nice to have a little smoochy here and there, It'd be nice to hold a hand or something. But I am the example to these kids. these children, and they're not going to listen to everything that I say. They're not going to do everything what I do, but what leg do I have to stand on to turn around and tell my daughter and my son not to focus solely on relationships when I am man-centered? Can we please get real? Like, seriously, how are you doing? Just thought I would check in. I know it's been a tough conversation, so hang in there and please continue to not beat me up. But you can definitely leave a comment about how you feel so far. Our relationship does not fix how you feel about yourself. Sometimes the Lord is saving people from us. Sometimes we're the problem. Oh, I know, because you're mean and insecure and crazy and codependent. And you don't know boundaries, and you go from 0 to 100, and you think that every single person that looks at you and smiles is your next husband or wife, until you allow God to heal you and you've completely immersed yourself in Him. It will never be enough. What are the real reasons that you want to be in a relationship? Oh, I just have so much love to give and I want to just pour it out into somebody. What's the real reason? Be real with yourself. What noise am I trying to quiet by focusing on someone else? I'm not telling you anything I have not had to tell myself. So please, again, don't be mad at me. The Lord is not holding out on you. You're holding out on yourself because you don't want to take the time to just be alone and content in the season that the Lord has you in. Maybe it's only taking so long because it's taken you a long time to recognize that and shut it up. And you're so far in all these other aspects of your life, but you're in the same position as you were 5 years ago in this one, falling for the same thing, settling, letting the enemy distract you with a cutie pootie. It hurts. You're so uncomfortable with being alone that you just rush somebody else in. And then if you add kids on top of that, your kids are like, who is this joker? Who is this jokiana? Or they get attached and then it doesn't work out. And then what? I had my time where I introduced people to my children that definitely never should have been introduced to them. And I did do that, but it's not too late to stop it. I gotta refrain from the dating apps and singles groups, the search and putting yourself out there. I could be married by now. I could probably, if I would have did this sooner, maybe. But then I wouldn't have all this experience to share with you. So I did it for you. You're welcome. Maybe refrain from asking your married friends for advice about being single. Sometimes they just don't get it, but I do. So don't come over here unless you really want to know how to get through this, because I'm not the one to just sit around and let you sulk. Get over it. You can have your time where you're sad and everything, but move on. You have a choice to either let it consume you or give it to God and let Him help you live your life. Why would you not choose to do that? It just doesn't make sense to me. And then, like I said, this is just as much for me as it is for you. I will literally listen to this video when I am feeling low and I'm feeling lonely, and I have moments like that. I'm not a robot. Even though this is pretty convincing. And please know, I'm not saying that it's easy or putting anyone down for wanting to be in a relationship at all. I've prayed for a husband, for a comforter, for a protector for my children, for a best friend, and it all led me right back to the feet of Jesus. Man has abandoned me. Man has hardened my heart. Man has made me feel less than, but God has never done that. And He never will. I might need a reminder now and then, and that's okay. But I'm no longer centering my growth and development around proving to somebody's son that I'm good enough. And I know that God wants the same for you. So yeah, I hope that this video encouraged you to refrain from running back to the things that you prayed about getting out of. God has something amazing for each one of us, something huge, and I want that for you. I truly do. And we're gonna do it together. In the uncomfortable is growth. If growth was where we are comfortable, everybody would be going deeper. So we have to push ourselves. And sometimes I get to push you. So yeah, leave a comment down below your favorite part of the video. We hit 222 subscribers, which is actually just mind-blowing. The Lord is doing something here. I'm excited for you and for you to be on the other side of this step here. But I love you so much, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.